What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to nitpick. We're going to talk some NBA. We're going to talk some deadlines. The NBA season, we're ready. Some of us is already ready because of, the bubble situation. And a lot of us didn't see our teams actually play in the bubble. Me, I'm a Bulls fan, so I didn't really see much of us. But the NBA season could be around the corner. A lot of executives are speaking about the NBA season returning possibly in December. I'm going to believe like late December, maybe around Christmas time. There's a lot of players that's maybe, they're coming out and being unsure about that resume just because that's right around the corner. And some players, they feel like they haven't really had an off season, even with the pandemic, that gap, there was a playoff that was played. So, there's a lot of guys that's tired and drained and still needs that mental space to go out. And, they're regular people, NBA players, they're businessmen as well. And, they have a lot of traveling to do and brands and stuff. So, guys are trying to get themselves off their feet. But, today, I'm going to reel it back in. But, we're going to talk about this trade possibility that can happen between the 76ers and OKC. So I read this article on Bleacher Report, regarding Al Horford. Ben Simmons being traded. Al Horford, he didn't have the best season last year for the 76ers. He didn't show up in the playoffs. And throughout the season, he just, he struggled. And that could just been about the coaching. But obviously, Doc Rivers, the new coach, he's going to bring a new system, a new culture. And I think he's going to be able to utilize players like Tobias Harris. And I think Chris Paul coming into this deal, I think it's going to be very interesting. So I'm just going to read it for you guys. So the trade will be Al Horford, Ben Simmons to OKC for Chris Paul, Dennis Schroder, a number 25th pick, and a 2021 first-round pick. So that seems like it's a possibility that can happen. The Clippers, they gave away all their draft picks to the Thunders, and now the Thunder, this OKC organization has so much leverage with trade deals now because they can offer so many draft picks. And I think that was just such a big bonus for that for the Paul George deal because, they offered so many draft picks for the future. So looking at this deal, Al Horford and Ben Simmons, I think it will be a really good trade. Ben Simmons, at some point it's out of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons of who's going to lead this franchise into the future. It's going to be either or. I think one of them is going to end up being traded. I don't think Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are going to coexist. I believe they can. I think Doc Rivers, being the coach he is, I think he can utilize Ben Simmons and Embiid. But, knowing how this process has been going for the past 3 seasons, it's just been a travesty. It could be bad luck due to injuries. But they need to rewire this program, this process, They definitely need to rewire this process and, just try to switch up the culture. So, Al Horford, Ben Simmons to OKC for Chris Paul and Dennis Schroder. Chris Paul, I think if this trade was to happen, being able to utilize, the 76ers offense, they would still have Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Doc Rivers, he can do what he can to kind of utilize Tobias Harris to, put up some better numbers and be a better player all around. They still have, Shake Milton, Josh Richardson, Trey Burke at the point position. I think Chris Paul would be a big leader to this team, and I think he can orchestrate this offense and get Embiid his touches, be able to get Josh Richardson in the corner, being able to facilitate, give the ball to Shake Milton. I think it would be a big deal if Chris Paul was to come to Philly with Doc Rivers, which was his previous coach when he was with the Clippers. They have some chemistry and how they both have similar minds to how to play the game of basketball. So, that's something that would be really intriguing if Chris Paul was to be traded and go to Philly with Doc Rivers. And like I said, Embiid, he would have a point guard, a pure point guard that can, be a combo guard that can feed him the ball and facilitate. I think that would be very special. And to add Dennis Schroder coming off the bench, Schroder is a terrific player. He's quick, he's fast, he's a decent shooter. He can get to the rim, quick slasher, man, one of my guys. And I think he would definitely, make this team, better because, Trey Burke, he's a good point guard, but I think Dennis Schroder, with his experience being on that all-star team with the Hawks a couple of years ago, I think he can be a starting point guard in this league, for a couple teams. But this is just something that can possibly happen. Al Horford going to OKC, I think he can definitely start over Adams. I think OKC will be back on top with, Alexander playing at a high level he's playing at. I think he'll have another big man that he can feed the ball to. And Al Horford, I don't really know too much about like what has transpired last year for him. It can be a lot of reasons to why he didn't play to his full potential, why he didn't really show up in a lot of games. Maybe just because he was in a new system or he's playing under Brad Brown. But, Al Horford, I think change for him going to another team, I think that might be best for him. And I think OKC will be a good spot for him. Just looking at, the OKC roster, I mean, they have a lot of young boys, man. We've seen what they did in the playoffs with Houston. These, Grant and these guys, they can all, ball out. And I think if they can get a centerpiece like Al Horford that can rebound and be a passing big that can also shoot, and be a perimeter player, I think that's what OKC needs, and I think it'll be a good mix-up, and Chris Paul can prove again that, he's one of the best point guards and he can change a franchise, and we've seen what he did with OKC last year by himself, and I think him coming to Philly, I think he would do the same thing and also get guys, facilitate the ball movement, and that's something that, the Sixers kind of lacked last year was ball movement. Ben Simmons was running point and he was just so ball dominant. And, it was just really hard for, Philly to conduct offense for some reason. It was just really hard for them. But like I said, if he was to go to OKC, I think it'll be special. It'll be special. And including the draft picks, like I said, a 25th draft pick in this year. I think it'll be a good trade deal if you ask me. But, I just wanted to just give you guys a quick video on this. This is just something that's surfacing. Chris Paul going to Philly and, Ben Simmons, going to OKC. And I think Ben Simmons, my take on Ben Simmons, if he was to go to OKC, I think it would fit because, Ben Simmons, I love him being a point, playing point, but put him at the power forward position, I think he's going to thrive. Ben Simmons, I think he plays the best when he plays the power forward position. I think that's when he's at his best. He's strong. He can play defense. He has a good hook shot. You're near the paint area, which he's good at. Ben Simmons is really good near the basket. That's where he thrives the most. That's where his highest percentages is at. You can go look up the stats, but, Ben Simmons, he's definitely a big that, runs the floor as a point. But with Alexander playing the point, he's going to facilitate. He's going to get Ben Simmons involved. And I think Ben Simmons will play the best basketball of his life if he was to play at the power forward position, which that might be something Doc Rivers may consider if Ben Simmons doesn't get traded. I think Ben Simmons may, he might play more of the power forward position or small forward position next season. We'll have to see, and we'll have to see how Doc will utilize Tobias Harris because of his, his struggles, offensive struggles. But he played his best seasons with the Clippers, and now under Doc Rivers. So it's just so funny how everything comes full circle, with Chris Paul and stuff. But this is just very interesting news. I just wanted to drop this video for you guys to give you guys some content. We're all, itching to, get some basketball playing. NFL is going on, but a lot of us, we love our basketball. As far as college basketball, I don't even know what's going on with college hoops right now due to COVID, but the NBA season could be right around the corner, and I might give you guys some info on that. Like I said, the NBA is trying to resume, I believe around, they said December, late of December, maybe around Christmas time. So I'm going to give you guys an update and keep you guys posted with that. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to do a lot more videos with different trade scenarios, and we're going to talk about DeMar DeRozan, where can he land. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, so subscribe to the channel. You are Inside the Edge. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.